Good morning, light travelers. Welcome to another beautiful day here in sunny Arizona. But we're not going to be here for much longer because we're hopping on the road. And let me tell you a little bit more about that. You see, today we're starting another road trip, and although I'm no stranger to those, this one's going to be a little bit of a different flavor. Now, as all of you frequent road trippers know, navigation on the highway is absolutely paramount. You have to know where you're going, and most people will use their phones to navigate, but that may cause you to miss a lot of places along the way. And there's a tool that we're going to use on this trip that's going to help us find all the cool stuff. Well, I do have a pretty good knowledge of the roads and where to go. Sometimes I do get lost just as everybody does, and I usually use my phone for navigation. But on this trip, we're not going to do that because the only form of navigation I am allowed to use on this trip is my 2023 Rand McNally Road Atlas, or any other various maps I find along the way. This particular road atlas has maps of all 50 states pretty in-depth, as well as a few of the national parks and even Canada and Mexico. We don't have to worry about those last two. But we have a few challenges that we're going to have to accomplish along the way as well that are going to put my navigation skills to the test. So there's a few ground rules that I'm going to set for this road trip, and they are as follows. So the only form of navigation that I'm allowed to use, whether it's driving from place to place, finding a place to sleep, or finding a point of interest, food, or whatever, I'm only allowed to use road atlases, so the maps that I have, street signs or road signs, and as a lifeline, I can ask people for directions. And the other main rule for this challenge is I have to stay off the interstates and the freeways as much as possible. Of course, there will be some sections where I am driving on the interstate, but we're going to take the back roads as much as we can. I have a good knowledge of the interstate system and know exactly pretty much where all the interstates go.
Bruh, why you gotta flex on them like that?
So that would kind of defeat the purpose as well. So although there will be some sections where I am on the interstate, I will be trying to stay off as much as possible. Now that we've set some ground rules for the road trip, let's talk about some goals or challenges that I have to accomplish. And I've already talked about the first one, and that's that I had to find a place to sleep for tonight at least. I already know where I'm going tomorrow, so for tonight, I just have to find a place to sleep, preferably a campground or somewhere free along the way. Pilot Love's Walmart parking lot is a lifeline, but that would mean I'm probably close to an interstate, which we're trying to stay away from. I'm going to try to avoid those and find a place, whether it's a campsite or a free place, via the map or word of mouth or road signs. Challenge number 2 is that I had to find at least 4 roadside attractions or points of interest along the way. Those could be historical sites or places that are not super well known. For example, a place like Lyman Lake State Park here would count as a roadside attraction or point of interest, but Petrified Forest would not. Just because it would kind of defeat the purpose if I just went to 4 of those that people have already gone to. The goal of this trip is to find niche stuff and new experiences along the way, and that's why we're using the atlases. Our third goal is to not get lost and also have a good time. We have one more, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Enough chit-chat. Let's get some gas and burn some rubber. Driving through what's called the Painted Desert right now. Drove this stretch of road in May of 2022. I thought, man, this section's pretty boring, but now driving through it again and actually getting to enjoy it, it's actually really, really pretty because you got all these different shades with the rock formations. Past me was wrong about this one. Welcome to Winslow, Arizona, and I think you know why I'm here. Oh yeah, that's real old school right there. Hello, Glen Fry. And we got the flatbed Ford. I think this definitely counts as a roadside attraction. 1 down, 3 to go. Would you look at what we got here? Exactly what we need. Yeah, we could definitely use a state highway map for sure. All right, and then next we're going down to Holbrook, and we're gonna get off at exit 289, so that's good to know. All right, well that was pretty cool. Got the standard postcards and the sticker to put on the fridge, and we're on our way to the next stop. We got 2 scores here. We got this map, which I already showed you. This one's gonna help out a lot with our roadside attractions because this has a bunch of different information about like historic sites and recreation sites. I also got a state highway map. So both of those will come in handy. They'll probably show a lot of the same stuff, but hey, we need all the maps we can get right now. Let's get back on the road. I think that's a coal plant, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway. All right, now we're off the interstate for quite a while. So this is when this challenge will really begin. Now we're on the Route 180. We're gonna take this on down to Silver City, and we're gonna see what happens along the way. That was the Wigwam Motel here along historic Route 66 in Holbrook, Arizona. And that was the inspiration for the hotel of the same name and Radiator Springs in the Cars movie. Now, interesting fact about Radiator Springs is a collection of a bunch of different points on Route 66 that were famous. So it's not anything in one specific town, but rather a collection of different famous places. They traveled to all these towns to get inspiration for Radiator Springs. I had to stop for a snack, so I guess we can count food off our list of goals or challenges that we had to accomplish. That mountain over there that you just saw is Esquidilla Mountain, which is one of the tallest here in Arizona. It's over 10,000 feet. I forget exactly how high. I'll probably pop it up on the screen there for you. Yeah, we kicking it New Mexico style now. Ah, yes. Land of Blake's Lotta Burger and green chilies, New Mexico. Now that we are in New Mexico, we gotta find a place to sleep, and I have just the tool for that. I have another atlas back here that I didn't show you guys earlier, but this is my benchmark atlas for New Mexico. And let me get you guys out here so I can show you a little more. So this atlas shows loads of public land data for all of New Mexico, and it has like Forest Service landmarked and all that fun stuff. So I'll be able to find a place to camp easily. I'm out here taking a little walk to stretch my legs from being on the road all day, and I'm really happy to be back in New Mexico. New Mexico is actually my favorite state that I've been to so far, And there's a little bit of a backstory behind that. In 2011, my parents took my sister and I to Red River, which is up in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains near the border of Colorado. But I'd never seen mountains like that before, and really it caused me to have a love for the outdoors, and that's kind of what spawned this whole thing, is that trip right there, just getting exposed to that at such a young age. It was amazing, and New Mexico is where that occurred, and so New Mexico will always have a special place in my heart, and as of right now, it's my favorite state that I've been to so far.
The area that I was driving through in these clips down Highway 180 is actually one of the most remote areas of the United States. I didn't have cell service for a solid 2 hours and for most of the drive between Alpine and Silver City, but they say the stars are immaculate here and most of this area is dark sky certified. They say these are some of the best stars anywhere in the U.S.
I had to turn around because I saw our second roadside attraction, but it'll only count if I can get to it. You can still see the old lines on the road through here. That's crazy. And there's the old guardrail. And there it is. What a beauty. Well, this is as far as we can go, so roadside attraction number 2. Halfway there. We're losing daylight and fast. Let's get back to the road.
After driving for a couple more hours through the remote New Mexico desert, I made it to Silver City under the cover of darkness, and before bedding down for the night, I decided to see what the little town had to offer.
We're in Silver City now to get my atlas to find my way downtown, because I don't know my way around this town, so let's figure it out. Alright, so I think if I can get it to focus, I'm right up here right now where that 3 is, and I think I need to get down to this 2 according to the map. So I think we just got to take this road out here, the main one, and just go back this way, and that'll get me downtown. And I think instead of camping, I'm just going to find somewhere to stealth it here in town tonight, and still technically following the rules because I'm not on the interstate and I don't really know this town. I'm counting it as following the rules. Well, I don't know what there is to do in Silver City on a Thursday night at almost 8 o'clock, but I guess there's only one way to find out. It looks pretty cool. Let's see if it holds up to the billing. There is not a lot going on down here, but I've been sketchier places at worse hours.
After discovering that there isn't really that much to do in Silver City on a Thursday night, I decided to look for somewhere to sleep, and I got pretty lucky this time around. I found a Walmart about 20 minutes into looking, so I decided to scope it out.
I already see some rigs parked here, so we're good. We're just settling down here for the night in the Stealth Mobile in the Walmart parking lot. We had a good day on the road today. We're going to try it again tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Good night, everybody.